G'day guys, in this video I'm going to be taking you through a simple leaders one-page plan. So let's get into it. All right guys, here we are. So this is the cut through clarity one-page plan for leaders. Now I'm going to take you through each section on here. I'm not going to populate it because I'd love for you to do that. And to do that, you just need to go to the description below and you'll be able to download a free copy of this plan. So in the free community that we have, all the tools and frameworks that we build are provided to that community for free. So all you need to do is just jump down, click the link, join the community for free, and you will get access to this one pager and many other tools. So with that said, let's get stuck into it. So the plan is very simple. And I know you know this as a leader, that life gets bloody busy. And we, as leaders, tend to allow a lot of stuff to creep into our lives that's really not that important and doesn't really serve our goals. And sometimes we just need a bit of a refresher to remember what those things are. This plan is about capturing your goals, things that give you energy, drain your energy, things that are important to you, habits, and then a commitment piece. So I'll go through this, not in a hell of a lot of detail because you're going to get it, and I don't want to just waffle on, but I'll go through enough of it so you can fill it out. And hey, if you've got any questions, please reach out. I'm happy to help. So the first part here is goals. It's pretty simple. It's your first goal is your first year, and then your 3-year goal. So you do your personal one here, your professional one below it, and you'd follow the same process for your goal for year 3. Once you complete that, you come down into what I call protect my energy. So you'll put in the top 5 energy drivers. So for me personally, if I was to give you an example, that's family. It's going to the gym. It's spending time with people I love. That stuff gives me energy. It's working on business projects that are fun to work on, where you feel like you're getting progress. So that's what gives me energy, and that's what would go in here. Over here on the top 5 energy drainers, now we all know these things, and I'm sure you're going to be in there and just punching this out really fast. But for me, it's negative people. I hate being around negative people. They have no time in my life. So that would go in here. Other things might be like poor sleep, admin work, repetitive meetings that don't have any sort of substance to them. That sort of stuff would go in here. Then we come down to fueling my purpose, the 3 Fs. That's what I call it. It's family, friends, and fun. Why this is so important, and I'll give you my personal example. So I've built Distill, which was my company for 10 years, and I thought by working harder and throwing all my time, energy, and effort at building a business, ultimately we would make my family happy and my friends happy because they get to also enjoy the benefits of that. Unfortunately, that's not the case, and I know I'm not the only one that would do that as a founder, but it really made me take the time to make sure that I really focused on family, friends, and having fun. So what you'd do in this section is family. You'd put down your top 3 things that you'd love to do with your family that give you energy, how many hours you're going to spend doing it, and then the frequency you're going to do it. So I'll give you an example. So in here, I might have date night with my wife or movie night. It's going to take probably 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, and I'm going to do it on a fortnightly basis. Next one might be drop my son off to daycare and pick him up. That's going to be, and it might also be like go to the park and kick the footy. So it's not just picking it like a task, like picking him up. It might be going to enjoy some time with him. And then you put in there an hour, 2 hours, whatever it might be, and I'm going to do that daily. You're going to follow that same process with friends, so things you love to do with your friends, and the things you'd love to do personally for fun. Okay? Got to remember, we're all still children at heart, and we need to do the things that we love and that give us fun, that are fun, that give us lots of energy. So then we come down further. This is the habit foundations and habit stacking. So this is where you'd look at what are 3 habits that you currently have that are consistent, and then what can you do to habit stack onto that? So, this is habit stacking. So this isn't you putting in 3 habits that you are already really good at or really consistent at. This is about you stacking onto those habits to create more better habits that align to your goals. So an example of that might be, for me, I go to the gym at 3:30 in the morning, I get home, I'll walk my dog. If I wanted to then meditate, what I'd do is I'd say, okay, my trigger is after I walk my dog, I'm going to come home, I'm going to meditate, and that's going to allow me to feel more clear-headed to tackle my day. That's an example. So you do that for your top 3. Then you get down to the commitment and accountability. So in this section, this is the most important part to really seal it all together. You want to confirm the day that you're going to reflect on this document, because there's nothing worse than completing a document, it sits in Google Sheets, and you never do anything with it. That's pointless. That's not how we operate as high-performing leaders. So you're going to print this out once it's completed. You're going to write the day. For me, it's Sunday. I do it at about 7 a.m. You put your name, you date it, you sign it. Over here, you're going to find an accountability partner, someone that's going to hold you accountable for this, right? So they're also going to read this. You're going to take them through it. They're going to name it. They're going to put their name there. They're going to date it and sign it. I print mine out, and mine goes on my in my bathroom on the mirror. So I'll see it every single morning, and then I do my proper reflection on a Sunday. That's the best way to get the most value out of this. Because again, there's a lot of tools out there that you just go in, punch the information, and you don't freaking look at it again for another 12 months. That's not this purpose. We need to be actively working through this and making sure that the things we said we want to achieve, we get after it and get it. So that's it, guys. Nice and simple. If you've got any questions, please reach out. As I said, the link's in the description below. My name's Dan Richards, and thank you so much for firstly coming to the channel and watching this video. Hope that you all have a super productive day, and we'll chat soon. Cheers.